What's cracking, everybody? How's it going? I'm ImVmad. Welcome to another video. I want to talk about Dark and Darker. I want to talk about Hotfix 69. The first thing I want to say is I like the change. I think it's a good change. There's a few reasons why. Let me start. PvE is easier for new players. Most players come into the game, they get hit by a skeleton or a goblin, they get poisoned, all their life is gone, and they go, holy hell, this is ridiculous, and they leave. They quit the game. Now they're actually going to be able to get something done. So therefore, player retention. Second thing, it's harder to stat check players, especially new players when they get into a PvP altercation. Now they can actually fight back. Thirdly, substats are actually going to make gear worth more money, not less money, as people have been saying. I've seen a skyrocketing price in boots for +5 additional move speed, for example, and they're green. So let's just stop the whining about the cost and, oh, my gear, my stats. There's a lot of players in this game that seem to just want to stat check people and run them over. This was the same thing that happened when I talked about Guild Wars 2 PvP and compared it to a WoW player that PvP'd. A WoW player is counting on their amazing gear, their arena gear, and they can just walk over everybody in a battleground. In most cases, a tank could, verse the whole team and win. That is not fun for anybody, except for maybe the person stat checking everybody. Stat checking's not fun, and it's not a skill expression. Now, there is skill expression. I also want to add that people are crying about the substats and everyone being strong now, but I don't think you guys were realizing that this was happening anyway. When you have the base stat of a legendary, for example, that doesn't have good substats, it sells cheaply. Therefore, players could get their gear score up and get into High Roller and get into the higher gear score lobbies to farm players if they had the skill level, like it is now. Except now, everybody has access to it. It's more accessible for everybody. But this was happening already. People were just buying the cheap legendaries to get into these brackets. This change is actually good for the game. I don't know, I can't believe how many whining people there are talking about their gear. How many top creators in Dark and Darker are not supporting this change. It's crazy to me how many people are sooking about it. Anyway, I thought I'd address it, and that's my 2 cents on the situation. It's a good thing, and it's good for new players, and it's good for player retention.